Hi, I'm Steve Petrie and I want to talk to you about The Fifth Beatle. The Fifth Beatle is a stage show, it's a musical, and it tells the story of a number of interesting and colourful characters throughout the period it was the 1960s. The two central characters are Anna and Mike, and the show follows their journey and their development through the exciting time that we all know is the 60s. Other characters in the show are the Beatles and the late George Best. I first started to give the show a life back in August of last year, 2010, when I was in Liverpool. I was across in the Cavern seeing my good friend Liberty DeVito playing drums in Billy J. Kramer's band. And I was very fortunate over a 3-day period to spend a lot of time with Billy J. Kramer and get to know Billy and tell him a bit about myself and find out about his amazing life with the Beatles in the 60s and the things he's been up to since then. And in the course of telling Billy about the idea I had for the Fifth Beatle, Billy shared some amazing experiences with the Beatles, that he'd had with the Beatles and with the late George Best. And he gave me the confidence to put down in writing and to really give a life to the concept I've had in my mind for some time. The Fifth Beatle now has a script. I've co-written the script with a very good friend of the late George Best called John Warrington. John was a television presenter and he worked with George on the sofa as a football pundit, and over a period of years got to know George very well. That was very useful in my putting together the script, and many of the stories that George shared with John, George's time in the 60s, are in the script. Once John and I had the script finalised, we decided that we would go and take advice from as many people in the world of theatre as we could possibly reach. So we gave our script to theatre directors, theatre owners, theatre producers up and down the length and breadth of Great Britain and asked them to feed back what they thought of the script. Once we got the feedback, we changed the script and developed it, and we now have a product which is fit for market. We have 6 theatres in the United Kingdom, in Windsor, in Swansea, in Manchester, in Glasgow, and Liverpool, and in London, who are ready to book the show. We've gone out to theatrical agents and we've spoken to actors and actresses, household names who are now ready and willing to take on the exciting challenge which is the Fifth Beatle. We have 21 songs in the show. We have some original songs, a song written by Ricky Warwick from Thin Lizzy, a song written by Liberty DeVito, Billy Joel Band and now Billy J. Kramer. We have a song written incredibly by Vic Flick, who composed and played the theme for Dr. No, the James Bond theme. And we have a new song from Morgan McIntyre, an up-and-coming Belfast-based singer-songwriter. We also have well-known and well-loved classics from the 60s that the audience will know and love. So we're now at a stage where we're going to hit the road with the Fifth Beatle, subject to the funding I hope you can help us with. I mentioned the late George Best, and for those who don't know, George is well regarded as probably the best football player who ever lived. Pelé called George the best football player he'd ever seen. George Best died in 2005 through alcohol-related illness. George was an alcoholic for most of his adult life. Shortly after his death, his sister Barbara and her husband Norman established the George Best Foundation. Over the last 4 years, I have worked with Norman and Barbara on a voluntary basis to help develop the foundation, using my skills in publicity and event management and fundraising, just to help develop the foundation. And the foundation is going from strength to strength. Whilst it's getting bigger and awareness is spreading throughout Europe, the foundation still hasn't broken into the United States of America. A key goal in putting the Fifth Beatle together is whilst we go and visit these cities in Windsor, in Swansea, in Liverpool, Glasgow and Manchester and London, and in America next year, we will visit schools in each of these cities. We'll take the cast along, we'll entertain the children for a couple of hours, and equally importantly to me, we will bring the message of the George Best Foundation. We'll educate through awareness the children of the risks associated with alcohol and all the problems that can bring for themselves and their families, to try and stop, as George wanted, another person dying like he did. Additionally, 10% of the net profit from the Fifth Beatle through merchandising and ticket sales we will donate directly to the George Best Foundation. So, to recap, we have the script, we have the songs, we have the people, we have the talent. What we need is your help with the funding. Thank you.